Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Last Epoch dev stream. As usual, I'm your host, Mike. Hello, how's it going, everybody? Whew. All right, as you can see, we're slowly getting ourselves moved in. And there's definitely not a giant hole in the drywall just underneath that sign from the first anchor hole that I put in. Wrong. Definitely not. I promise. We're not quite lit up yet because I still don't know where the plug adapter is in the many boxes that I still have to unpack. So it's unlit for now, but the sign's back up. The sign is back up. And we're okay, so we are going to be pushing. We're feeling quite good about our build, and we are expecting to be downing Uber Aberroth today. Today's the day. That's the goal today, is we are downing Uber Aberroth today. I think I'm gonna just slap some health on this and go for it. There's still the gloves to improve, because there's room to improve these gloves quite a bit still. But you know, I feel like there's room to improve the boots too, but I feel like just health on there and we are ready to rock. So that's our goal today, is slap a T7 health on this amulet and go. If we find a legendary sword, I might consider redoing the sword, because I do have a T3, a 3LP Eye of Reen sitting around too. But for now, we're gonna start off with a nice easy, the hardest one we've done of these yet. Welcome to the stream, everybody. If this is your first time here, glad to have you with us. Please head on over. Oh no, what do I do? That's the end of stream stuff. If you have a question you'd like me to answer, I'll be happy to answer it. Please put @LastEpochGame in the question, and it'll get funneled over to me on the side, and I will answer it up. Oh, where is this boss? Yeah, we're just a little squishy still. That's a huge hit. We died right at the end of the stream last time as well to that one. Yes, but please put Last Epoch Game in the question if you'd like me to answer it. I'm happy to do so. We stream for charity. Everything that comes in does go to them above me up there. That's about it. We do have, okay, we also have there's changes to this, how this functions, and I keep just going back to it to use the new system. I gotta manually teleport over here, don't I? So we have to place the Echo in a 500 corruption plus area. That's the first thing that I always forget that I have to do. So we have to find a cemetery in a 500 corruption plus timeline. That's the first thing. So we're gonna start off by doing that, which will be cruising easy here because we're down 500 lower corruption now. I mean, I guess I could just put it in like the one that we were on before, but oh, can't resist going and looking at a drop, can I? No, don't need it. Gonna run through. Well, let's start answering some questions. We got some good ones to start off with. Looks like. All right. With Season 5's major features in and now in bug fixing, I should probably clarify that from last week, exactly what I meant by that. Plus the craft and publishing marketing transition, can you give any clearer sense of the release window you've locked in, or when the teaser trailer might drop? I cannot give you any information. I'm sure this question will come up for some variation of it throughout the stream today, and I will be happy to answer it again and again, because I know it's frustrating, and I do apologize for not having this info for you. But I do not have a specific timeline that I can give you on when the trailer's coming, when the launch date's coming, any of those things. Yeah, I'm quite sorry about that. Wish I could. The state we're at with Season 5 is it's in the it's technically playable state. So I may have made it seem like it was a little bit farther along than it was. last week, but it is the majority of what's in now is, as of today, is polish and bug fixing. So there's things like a UI field might not be populating properly, or there's things that are a little bit more than just like, oh, whatever bugs show up. Like there's really obvious and clear bugs that need to be fixed still, and obvious and clear polish things that need to go in still. There's no way we'd launch it at this state. But yes, it is fully playable right now. The fastest way to open up stuff. This is what we want to do, really. We're just gonna do it. Aaron wants to know. This is just like the new question format. Inquiring minds want to know. Aaron wants to know. Last week you talked about stepping stones for uniques. What will be the stepping stone for Aaron's will? Yeah, so I mean, I think part of it as well is there needs to be stepping stones if if it's an archetype enabling thing. You can play like a bone golem build without having Aaron's will. You can't play a low life build without a mechanic that puts you into a low life state perpetually. So we have stepping stone style uniques for Exsanguinous in the Shroud of Obscurity? Is that what it is? The Acolyte only one. And also now the there's an idol that does it now, I think, and a corruption affix that does it now. There's a whole bunch of things that do it now. So there's several mechanics that sort of put you into that state. I forgot that we put one in there, and I had a brief moment of like, oh my god, it's just there. What? Give me that XP. We're almost at 100. So yeah, you can play bone golems, just you can't play multiple bone golems. Kind of like how you can play a raptor build up until you get Nal's Tooth, but you can't play like a multi-raptor build until you get that. So it's more that the like whole archetype getting created needs a stepping stone item. And sometimes stepping stone items aren't necessarily even directly the same mechanic. So like, it's possible that by a stepping stone item for if we say we wanted to put a bone golem stepping stone unique, and this isn't a term we use really frequently internally. It's a term I kind of just said. But if we wanted to create a stepping stone unique for Aaron's will for like bone golem type builds, it might be a completely different mechanic. So it might be something that's giving you a completely functionally different mechanic for bone golems, just as a like signposting, like, hey, you can play bone golems, and here's an interesting way to do that, and then that build can evolve into a multi bone golem build later. Ooh. Oh, we like some more woven echoes there. We've got a few to do still. Yeah, we've got quite a few left. All right, with craft and buying EHG and handling promotional stuff, does this mean that we now need to bug Crafton for last Epoch merch? As far as publishing stuff goes, I don't know if I don't know if merch falls under publishing, really. Maybe, yeah. And what email would we use? Asking for a friend. All I can really tell you on this one is that it's something that I really want to do too. I last time I tried to do something about it, I didn't receive the most positive like reply for chance of it happening anytime soon, unfortunately. But still, it's on my list. It's not coming off my list. There's no way. Do we have a unique geo? I don't think we do. Don't think we have anything right now. We're just gonna empower it. See what we get. Could be anything. Could even be a red ring. It won't be. And we're not using red ring anyways. We did get that pair of gloves that we can craft on. Right here. It's gonna need some massaging to make them be good, but you never know. We're done this echo. What am I doing? Okay. We're gonna try and craft these. We need regular attack speed, not throwing attack speed. I think we just do a removal. Because we need to get these freed up. We chaos it first, just in the chance that it happens. Mana. That I needs to be capitalized. Yeah, these are going way too low. Not happening. We'd have to get really insanely lucky. Nope. Oh well. Okay, do we clear up a... Give me a... I need a cemetery. I need a cemetery. That's gonna be the hardest part of getting Uber Aberroth here, is getting the cemetery. Oh, we got lots of questions early. Okay, I need to stop lollygagging here. I thought I'd be I thought we'd be a slow question day. It's not. There's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna get to answering, I promise. Hey Mike, when designing new player power progression systems, how does the team decide whether they should be item focused versus a separate system like blessings, classes, skill points? It seems like recent progression systems have been item focused, but is there a point where you feel item based power is complete and won't need further progression? How do you balance all these systems together against overall game difficulty? This is one of those questions that I'm like, I feel like we could have an entire like seminar on this for like a weekend. You know, and still not get through the whole topic. But I'll do my best to answer as much of it as I can here. Okay, so how do we decide where it's going to be? If it needs to be something that is like a specific, if it's interesting for it to be competing with effect slots with other items, then it's really good to go in the item slot. So if it's something that's like, this is a cool alternative version of something that we already have, or it's like another way of doing something that we kind of already have, if that makes any sense, it's better often to go in the item slot, I think. If it is something that is a new effect that we're expecting everyone to get a piece of, if it's something that we're saying like, okay, everyone needs one buff from this category, every character is going to get one buff from this category of things, it kind of needs to start its own category. That's cool. In general, I prefer adding things to items. Having itemized effects is quite often just a lot more fun because you do find them. I think that's probably the biggest, okay, as I'm talking, I'm realizing that's probably the biggest difference, is that because you have to find items, the effect either has to be something that is dropping frequently enough that you're finding parts of it a lot and you always have some element of it, or it's something that can come late enough in the game and not be like, can't like to brick your character sort of thing if you don't have it. Like if there was a new power that we added to the game and it was like accounted for a huge percentage of any given player's power total, but it was random to even have it one drop at all, that would be probably pretty frustrating. Like if you had to find your mastery, that's probably a pretty example, because it's such a player power gating thing that defines your build. If you had to find your like an item to claim a mastery, that would probably be a mistake. But items that go into your passive tree, like say there was a new jewel slot that went into your passive tree, that like it was an item that you could slot in here to like change what the passives gave you. That would be fine. Which should be pretty cool. Okay, we are going to just keep pushing this outward and try to get a cemetery. And then how do we balance all those things together with difficulty? It's a lot of feel. We've been expanding our like standardized testing for all sorts of things lately. That's something that I think we've kind of lacked a little bit, is we've focused our like balancing a lot around feel and like anecdotal evidence, which has worked decently well for the most part, but I think you end up with outliers that happen that would be detectable through a more data-driven approach. So we're trying to diversify it a little bit. Big buzzword city there. All right. Hey Mike, welcome back after the move. Thank you. Season 4 has been live for 4+ months, and you've said season 5's major features are mostly in, just polishing. And season 6 to 8 are in the works. We're dying to hear about timeline or reveals. I know, I'm sorry. Itera Monthly said hopefully more details next month. Any chance any chance of a soft target window or another teaser for Rage of Mortitas season 5 today? I'm sorry, there's no window information available today at all. I wish I had something I could tell you. It's currently the new info going out is paused right now. I wish I had more that I could do, and I guess all I can really say is that keep general vibes on how it's going. It is going really well. Just passed the next lock in our pipeline this morning. You know, going good. Things are going well. If a veteran last Epoch player could only know one thing about season 5 before deciding to come back, what would you tell them? It would probably be regardless of whether you played Merchant's Guild or Circle of Fortune. There's a huge faction update coming, item faction, and I think that's something that would be interesting to just about every last Epoch veteran, regardless of what they were playing. There's lots of other things coming for like lots of other players, but like that's something that's going to be universally interesting to just about every last Epoch veteran. Hey Mike, I hope you had a good week. I did have a good week. I had a very good week. Does EHG have an office pool for which streamers pre-release theories missed the mark the most? And if so, which streamer has won you the most? No, we don't have anything like that. There's like very frequently there will be predictions that I see in like YouTube videos or just on Reddit or on Discord, and I'll like take little screenshots of them or like save the link and be like, we're just gonna save this for later. And I sometimes I'll send a message to someone and be like, or like, I'll like reply on Reddit after the patch comes out and be like, this comment aged well or something like that. But no, for the most part, we don't have anything specific like that. All right. Without telling us why, what part of the season 5 roadmap changes are you most excited about? What part of the season 5 roadmap changes, like the what we know about on the roadmap and what's there? I think it's the faction changes. I think it's the item faction changes. They were we started, you know, sometimes you have a system where or a project where you're working on it, and there's an amount of work that needs to be done, and you're like, okay, like we've got this much like mapped out, we know we're gonna do this much and it's gonna be great, but wouldn't it be cool if we could also do this, that, and the other? And you try everything you can to not do that. You try and keep skill creep under control. You try to like keep everything at a reasonable amount of work, and then you do it anyways, and it comes together quite nicely. That's kind of what this has felt like, where there's systems or parts of the system that we're like, wouldn't it be cool if, and it is if. So yeah, quite pleased. That was some of that was like some big tech improvements that we didn't expect to be possible that became possible. Shout out to Brandon on some of those. But yeah, that's especially with Merchant's Guild. There's some really big some new features there. There's stuff in there that I think is going to it's gonna be one of those like, oh, it's now every year if she's got to do it sort of thing. All right, can we please change the default sorting behavior of the inventory? Yes, I play in control, and every time I want to sort my bag, I have to do it twice. Does it sort if you check it? It doesn't resort if you click it again. But yeah, I the sorting needs to be fixed. Yes, someone's working on that. It either has been fixed or it is fixed already, or it's going to be fixed, sort of thing. But yes, redoing the sorting behavior, that is one that I will claim responsibility for so many years ago and never fixing it. I'm sorry. But we've got someone much better at UI design and development doing that now. Hey Mike, hope you had a great weekend. I did. This might be a weird question, but I usually don't like when the mob or boss paints a clear circle on the ground for their telegraphed attack. Is there a possibility to introduce some hard mode or less UI option to remove that? I think that's a cool idea. I think that like an immersive mode or something like that, or a mastery mode where you have to like look at the boss's animations, like their character animations, to see like what pose they're taking to like figure out what attacks coming, things like that. I think that'd be awesome. We don't have anything like that planned. I do think it's really cool. All it would have to really do is just turn off the telegraph VFX for most boss effects. Part of the problem is I think it'd be really hard in certain fights, especially where there's not an animation designed for it in particular, or there's like multiple animations that are used for multiple abilities, so you wouldn't be able to tell it all. But yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to go with the the mechanically hard version of it, I do think that's a cool idea. I've been really interested in looking at mechanically distinct versions of a lot of fights, and ways to up the ante for the mechanics of them directly while not changing the core functionality and feel of the fight. think that's something we could do a little bit better in general. So like, for example, the dungeon bosses, there's like 4 tiers of each dungeon boss, and they functionally are like exactly the same on almost all of them, on almost all tiers. Like the heart of the mountain, the attack that like does it starts here and goes like spins outward like that. It goes farther as you get to like a higher tier. So like when you first start out in like tier 1, it just like does this. Then tier 2 it goes like to here. Then tier 3 like it goes farther and farther as you get into higher tiers, which is cool. But I wish we could do, just a smidge more of that. And back to my old pack rat ways. I can't be helped. I can't be stopped. Does EHG have a timeline for when they can give us a timeline for season 5? Yeah. We were just talking about this. There's something of, I can't remember what it was exactly. There's something that we had to do, and we're like, we can't do that without at least telling when the, when the patch is when the announcement trailer is coming in. I'm like, we're doing an announcement now, like as a joke. I really don't like doing that, but I know people are just like anything, and I think people would take that at this point, which is frustrating to say the least. When people are asking for an announcement of an announcement. Ugh. Ugh. Aaron would like to inquire. Wow, Aaron's got a lot of questions today. When will LE merchandise replace Necromancer? When will LE have mercenaries replace Necromancer / Beastmaster? When will LE have mercenaries replace? I don't understand the question. Are you saying that like mercenaries would be better pet builds than Necromancer and Beastmaster? I mean, that's kind of the reason we don't have mercenaries. And at the same time, we do have mercenaries in the form of a singular relic that can create 1 bow mercenary. You can't equip them or anything, but yeah. I'd also really like to see Forge Guard evolve into kind of what the mercenary feel is, where you've got this like, where the focus is a lot on like a higher gear variety. There's effectively more gear slots. That's kind of what a mercenary is. It's an extension of your build through additional gear slots. And having a character class with an extra gear slot, that'd be a cool thing actually. Maybe that's a Forge Guard's thing. They get an extra gear slot, huh? Can you explain what the future of seasonal mechanics will be from EHG crafting going forward? Seasonally usually means temporary, with the chance of at permanent if the community and developers enjoy it a lot. Yeah, I mean, so I guess we haven't really been doing seasonal mechanics in that sense. We've just been doing new mechanics added to the game each season. I think what it means is that as we get to a point where there are sort of there's enough variety in the seasonal where there's enough variety in the mechanics that are in the game that we can start adding potentially temporary mechanics to the game. It's probably going to be a good thing, because to avoid too many mechanical bloat showing up, there's a breaking point. I don't think we're there yet. But I also think that the mechanics that we're adding to the game still, like in season 5 and season 6 and beyond, are a little bit heavier than what I would expect most seasonal mechanics to be. And I'd expect the seasonal mechanics, if we were going to do them if they were temporary, to be more things along the lines of like what exiled mages are now. Gotta be the whole chain. I may need to put a point in a weaver tree to get more cemeteries, because we are not getting a lot of cemeteries. Or I should just go look at one of my other webs that's over 500, or even just like rank up one of them. We gotta find this. We're half an hour in, and we're doing Uber Aberroth today, right? We're gonna get an amulet to slam onto our health to slam onto our amulet. So we're a little squishy still. Hey Mike, love your game. Thank you. I have a deal for you. All right, we'll see. If you give us news / information now, I promise I will pronounce it as Mordatus. Sound good? But it's not how I pronounce it though. I would love to take you up on that deal, mostly because I would love to just tell you the information for nothing. But I can't. It's alright. Okay. We need a cemetery. Why no cemetery? Let's try this one. Maybe that'll give us a cemetery.
Your echo will break. You will fracture like glass.
Why is season 5 in the technically playable state after 4 months? I assume this is like, why is it only in a technically playable state? So every mechanic as a whole is in the technically playable state. Some are farther along than that. But judging it based on the lowest bar, it is entirely as a whole technically playable. Not that one. We want this one. We are going to... I think we're just going to do a removal and like... Great. Not what we wanted. It's fine. Ooh, okay. Shouldn't be doing this in this window. Aaron wants to know if bows will ever be viable. Wasn't there just a... I thought I just saw a bow Uber Aberroth kill. A marksman Uber Aberroth kill build. Did I just see one of those? Seems pretty viable to me. Never should have switched. I think we need bows on more character classes still. I would love to see bows available on more character classes. I think that's sort of the next step that needs to happen. Just to expand the archetype in general. Like you've got how many more abilities can be using a sword, you know? There's definitely going to be some sword build that's viable. When LE going to console? Have you tried any pre-release versions yet? What did you think? I don't. I haven't tried one yet. I am. It's still like in like dev kits only sort of thing. Like there's not. You need to have a dev kit to play on console right now. I don't have a dev kit yet. Should be soon though, I'm hoping. Oh, there's one. There's a cemetery. We got it. All right. All right. Hey, Mike, hope the move is going well. It is going well. Is Season 5 being so long after Season 4 due to the expected gap between Season 5 and LEO? Partially. It's a whole bunch of things. It's partially just the, like, transitions happening internally, transitions happening with timing from the, like, to LEO to console stuff. There's all sorts of just like a cluster of things that are all pushing a little bit. Dylan's actually doing really well on it. The new engine transition had some issues. Oh, we just put to bed one of the issues for the engine issues. Oh my goodness, this was a nightmare. How do I say this without throwing another company under the bus here? We got to the point where we were like, do we try to upgrade to a new version again in the same cycle? Do we try and go back down to an old version that's not quite as far back as we were before? Or do we try and go back to where we were before? Those like the options we were down to. Luckily, we didn't have to do any of those things, and we did just barely get it sorted. Not going to have texture streaming enabled on Season 5, which is really not that big of a deal anymore. It would have been a big deal before we did all the memory optimization stuff that we did this season. But it came right down to the wire. Thrilled we didn't have to pull a ripcord. Here we go. Cemetery. Yeah. I just realized this one. Yeah. Okay, good. Because if I didn't have any, that would be bad. All right. Currently, currently every play session I do, I encounter so many loot bugs. Really? For example, sometimes a beam and an icon shows up no matter what I do. I cannot see the label / item, therefore I can't pick it up. Kill Nemesis a couple times and drop 0 items when should be dropped 4. Are these bugs addressed for Season 5? I mean, so I haven't heard either of those bugs specifically. There's times where there's like offset labels really far. If you do like, if you open and close your loot filter, sometimes it can reset the labels over. That might be something. But I've not seen either of those specific bugs come across my desk, which does not mean that they have not been fixed or anything. Just means that I haven't been personally involved with those ones. There is a bunch of stuff that was changed or added to the loot filter, and the like options for display. So I mean, there might just be new things there that will help in general. But I can't say specifically, I'm sorry. I just don't know on individual bugs. Right. Are there talks about improving or adding new stuff to set items? There's not a ton happening with set items right now. There's like old sets that are getting, we're still constantly looking at ways we can, buff old sets, things like that to make them be a little bit more enticing. I think in general, the system, like system-wide changes that we've done to the system, I'm pretty happy with. So I don't see big changes coming in that direction. But individual set by set basis, yeah, there's things, and there's new sets getting added too. There's new sets coming Season 5. But from a system-wide perspective, you won't see major changes this season. Oh, get back here. I love those guys. All right. Hey, Mike. Curious if you guys are going to be able to look at the bad outcome rate of corruption. Seems really common for bad things to happen. No one asked me to ask this. Well, in that case, I'm not going to answer. No. The bad outcome rate is pretty low compared to like if we're gonna compare it to PoE, the bad outcome rate is way lower than PoE's. There might be fewer outcomes that are like exactly what you want, or there might be outcomes that are like too side grady or too non-effecty that might seem like they are bad outcomes, I guess. But the actual rate's really low as a like a ARPG average. So probably won't be changing it much. Okay. Can't stop me from picking up stuff. Ooh, this one already. Yeah, we were in the middle of crafting on this one, weren't we? Haha. Okay, we need to get removal. Okay, great. We have 10 forging potential. That's wonderful. Like, is it even worth trying at this point? What happens to our void res if we take those gloves off? Just barely. Okay, cool. Cool. I lost a skill point. Yep. Cool. Cannot wait to fix this. Down here. Probably this. It is that. Oh, it's probably this. Wrong tree. Yes, it's that. This one? Yes, it's that one. And up here? Yeah. Okay, good. We're not taking those gloves off again. Could have just done minus 30 myself in my head pretty easily. I mean, this would have to get basically perfect to be even remotely close to worth it. You don't have any? You don't even have any of them. Okay. Yeah. Been corrupted. That has not been corrupted. Come on, give me something good. We're just waiting on a decent enchant for that, and then we're gonna run it into corruption. Okay. Should guarantee get access to it here, right? Or maybe not. Here? Yes, we did. Okay, good. I could put some other ones down too. Is there anything else I'm missing? This one? Sure. Yeah, I think I complete that one to do it. Let's go do that just so we can get the Weaver Tree point. I should put it somewhere that I had access to. Hi Mike, happy Friday. Well, working on season 5. Have you been working on any more skill effects? Yes, I'd love to see more effects for Warpath. Yes, there are new effects. I don't know if it's coming in season 5. There's at least one season 6. That's a cool Warpath effect. someone just made a bit. There's random meme videos that get made sometimes that I wish would just leak, you know. I don't think they're professional enough to ever share. They're funny. One of them was about Warpath recently for one of the effects that was coming for season 6 that was turned up too high. And someone set it to the Green Hill Zone soundtrack. It was quite good. All right, we know the release schedule is a slow at the moment, but is there an idea from which season release might come faster? Like when are things going to pick up again? When are we like going to be in the speed driver's seat that we've been wanting to? I think we'll really start hitting the cadence right around season 7. The LEO for console release is going to be a bit of a gap, but then after that we should be flying. And yeah, that's part of why we already started to work on season 7 and season 8 content, because we do need to get stuff in for like disc lock really early. Right. Let's get ourselves a Weaver Tree point. Is there any chance to make Arena's investment in the Weaver Tree more meaningful? Yeah, this is something we talked about last week, actually. I think there's room for more of it. The tricky part is that Arena is one of those mechanics that people kind of really don't like a lot of the time. And if it ever becomes the obvious, most efficient way to farm, then it gets in this weird spot where people are like, I don't want to do it because it's fun. I want to do it because it gives me the most stuff. And so I think we probably shied away from it having like really strong rewards for a long time. But I think I think there's enough other things to do, and we've got enough stuff that comes from bespoke content outside of arena mechanics. So things like you kind of have to go into the other echoes to get certain things. That I'm much less concerned about that now. We do it? We did it. We did it. You just like find cemeteries better. Increase cemetery spawn rate. Yeah. Sometimes we just need a cemetery to be able to spawn. Do that. Just a little bit. Okay. Now that we're prepped, we need an amulet with T7 health. Amulet. Exalted amulet with T7 health. Do we have one? There's health on that one. There's health with a T7, so we could havoc to that. We don't have many havocs, do we? We do not have many havocs. We don't want to burn havocs on that, I don't think. Anything down there really? Oh, there might be in here. No. Okay, so we're gonna go check the Merchants Guild. Is there any chance to make arena? All right, so that can you share more details on the unique sets you've shown that did not have their effects, or are they still have no effects on the? They all of the everything that we've shown so far as unique item art all has their effects pretty well locked in. That amulet I still think could use a nerf. But other than that, yeah, they're pretty well locked in. Amulet. Speaking of amulets, let's go get an amulet here. We want affixes, health, health, health in tier 7, like super high roll. Corrupted, no. It's a non-sealed affix, 205. Okay, great, cool. So this is, yeah, we can afford this. We can afford this. Let's Rarity Exalted, and we will tighten up this a little bit more. Even we're going real high. 210. Not sealed in the suffixes category. How much is a perfect one? Oh, it spikes. Oh, we're not paying that. We're not paying that for an extra 2. Yeah, it's fine. We will take 2. No problem. It has forging potential. Great. We don't care what else goes in there. I mean, it could grab something else, but it won't. It never does. Let's put frailty on there just in case. Health is what we want. Great. We'll slam that onto there. Oh, this one. Basically, no build used the unarmed part of Falcon Fist / Hand of Judgment anymore. Weapons became too powerful and too easy to acquire. Corruption, guaranteed slams, etc. Are there plans to bring up the unarmed part of those items? I don't know if there's plans to bring up necessarily specifically the unarmed part of those items necessarily. I think there's definitely room for more unarmed mechanics to come into the game. I'd kind of like, there's part of me that wants to like save unarmed for like an entire mastery as like a theme. Go big or go home. Okay, that was really close. Cutting it fine. We still one cycle there, so that's pretty good. In. Oh, I'm gonna have to do so many new things. It's okay. Great, got our health. All right, let's fix this. 1. Don't know where the other one goes though. Yeah. Too many windows open. Okay, 1 and 2. We've got 1, 2. Easy peasy. We've got 1 and we've got 2. We've got 1 and we've got 2. Yeah. This one, the other one is over here. Yeah. Nice. Okay, great. We're fully fixed, and I can't wait to not have to do that anymore. We're not going to corrupt it because I'm weak. And we're going to go try Uber Aberroth. It's happening. It's happening. Is there any chance the negative outcomes from corruption could be reduced while increasing the chance that nothing happens? Right now, it feels too easy to brick an item. I mean, like, there's always a chance, I guess. It's not something we're planning right now. it is supposed to be that that last hurrah, a bit of a gamble. I think it's one of those things where it feels really bad to have that brick happen. And it is a risk, you know, like it is a big risk. And is that a good thing to have in the game? I think so. I love the feeling of it. I love the pressure of it. I do understand that it's not for everyone though. Last week someone suggested having a like an alternate version of it where if it was too like you couldn't brick, but you also couldn't like hit some of the major downsides to it. Come on, go, go, go. Yep, you were good. I've not been practicing this since the last time we did regular. Oh yeah, this girl shows up. Don't want to spawn too many of those. Yeah, we're spawning lots of those. Okay. Come on. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Not good, Mike. Get the arena on him. Oh my god. My black hole management is really bad. Yep. I wasn't even using potions. Okay. My leg, there's like 8 mosquito bites on my leg. So I'm gonna blame that. We're gonna blame that. So itchy. Okay. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. We can do this. Okay. If ForgeGuard is the master of weapons, why can't he wield a melee staff with a shield? I think it's just a lot of thematics and like it feels weird seeing someone with a giant staff and a big shield. Sometimes it's just because you can doesn't mean you should. Back to the top. Wait, he's already spawned her. Okay, yeah, sweet. Good. Okay, stay on top. We're in the arena. Doing better. Dodging black holes. This one now? Not quite. Went for a little journey. It's okay. Got the arena on him. Healing up. Okay. It's all right. All right. We did it. All we had to do was use the most broken, overpowered build possible. Yeah. All right. Leave those two. Ah, we're gonna take it all. Yeah. All right. There we go. There we go. No problem. No problem. We have Uber Aberroth on farm? Is that what's happening here? perfect attack speed. That's nice. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Do we do it again now? Do we slap down another one? Is that what's happening? Do we try and grab another cemetery? There's another cemetery. Do it again. We do it again. Now corrupt the Emmy. I will corrupt the amulet. Oh, when will I corrupt the amulet? I don't want to corrupt the amulet. How much is a 2-skill replacement amulet? Oh, I want to corrupt it. I gotta have a backup to corrupt it. At least something that's like close to as good. That one was like a couple million gold. That was the problem.
So much power for something so light.
Oh, nice. It does work that way. Omni unique modifiers 2. That is 1 LP and not corrupted. Yeah, like they start at 2.5 mil. Or 1.5. Might corrupt it next week. I do have a backup. It's just not as good. And it doesn't keep my... It's nowhere near as good. Just let me enjoy being awesome for a bit, please. Huh? Okay, let's go see if we can push corruption higher. We did that. We can go higher, right? Update your Weaver map imprints. But they're pretty sweet. Oh, to like be a cemetery. Yeah. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Thank you. When Epoch Con? I would love to do something like that. I can't say it's likely to happen anytime soon. But I would really love to get going back to conventions. And I said this before, I think there's like a if a big convention, if we can line up a big convention with a big release, like if we could line up like if there's a big convention around the time, I don't know when all the conventions are happening. There's lots of conventions, so you can usually line something up. But like around the console release, I think that'd be sweet to do to go to a convention with like early version of the console version. You know, let people try it out. Big fan. Hope we can do that. I volunteered to go immediately, and oh my god, I died immediately. Such a huge hit. Such a huge hit. Okay. We're gonna do this. Probably don't have any Gaze of Orbis anymore, though. It's gonna give us like nothing. So hard. It's so hard to see what's going on. Oh! Did I hit some sort of like cheat death mechanic or something there? Like, did I hit like a silver shroud? Because I swear I got nailed with the thing that does a bajillion damage to me and kills me every time, and I didn't die. Did I have silver shroud up or something? Like that's what it feels like just happened. We did not get much corruption from it, but still. Compared to past seasons, how much content can we expect for season 5? Will it be a banger? I think I'd be prepared for it to be a banger. Yeah, I think there's more than you'd expect coming in a few categories. The mechanics, a sweet one. There's like, yeah, I think it's gonna be a banger. Yeah. it's not like an entire new mastery class big. It's not like like when we first introduced item factions, that was bigger, sort of thing. Like when we first introduced new masteries, that was bigger. But yeah, it's pretty big. All right. Good evening, Mike. Good evening. With the focus of EHG being consoles and controller support, will WASD and other PCs players specific things fall by the wayside? Absolutely not. No. You may notice that I am still playing with a mouse. Oh, and the keyboard, it's zap strapped in, so it's not moving anywhere. The keyboard is also here. That's about as high as I can lift it up. I'm still trying to get really used to learning WASD because I know it's like the future of controls for PC RPG gaming. But no, like the game was originally built as like point and click, and that's the primary control scheme. Like that's the default control scheme. That's the thing that the editor defaults to. Like everything gets tested in there first. Everything gets implemented with that first. We do consider all the other types when we're even designing something. We were like working on a bunch of skill changes for season 6 for LEO, and there's a ton of these things where like, oh, this is going to be a sweet effect, and I mean, you can't like setting up that mechanic with a controller is kind of ridiculous. It's probably not going to work. So we we'll massage the effect. So like, okay, yeah, you can now use this with a controller, but it's more of like we have to massage effects so that it functions with controller rather than we have to massage effects so that it functions with keyboard and mouse. Because when we came up with the idea in the first place, the idea was based around keyboard and mouse control scheme. That was a big jump through the wall, and he joined me. I don't really want any of these things, and that's cool. Are you done? We're just killing things? We're just killing things. I love it when the instructions are just kill things. All right. I need a farm game, Mike. Give me some good news about the new season. Well, there's no like crop planting system. I'm not sure if you I realize you probably don't mean like farming in that sense. But the new major mechanic that we're putting in is pretty sweet. Like the new like seasonal mechanic. I know I didn't want to call it a seasonal mechanic because someone earlier was like, seasonal mechanics go away at the end of the season. It's not going away at the end of the season. But it is really going to set up. It's going to tee up the new like new mechanics going forward. How they're going to show up. We're organizing them a little bit differently now, which is nice. So you'll be able to like see. We're trying to streamline how you engage with the end game systems and take out a lot of the busy work of like move to this zone and click on this object in the world necessarily. Like still have those options and still have those situations where they happen, but like after you've been doing it a whole bunch, streamlining that process. Like this continue echo chain is sort of the first step of that. So trying to make, like smooth farming functionality work. Yeah, that's something we're working on. Mostly just a bunch of quality of life updates. And I think that's part of the main stuff behind the COF and Merchants Guild updates, frankly, too, is trying to remove a lot of the time, the busy work spent in the UI. We want the UI to be as awesome as possible and enjoy using it, but we also don't want you to be sitting in the looking through a telescope for an hour trying to get the right the right prophecies lined up, or trying to sift through a bajillion listings on Merchant's Guild trying to figure out the best pricing for something, or like trying to spend forever organizing your listings so you can actually get things sold and things like that. Like just having all of those processes be smoother and much more accessible and spending more time actually farming. Love that item. If we can't have multiple gender choices for character models, what about MTX that can make existing models look like the alternate gender in the login screen? Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it is less. It's less about the like how it's manifesting. This is a tricky one because it is kind of like what gender is this character? Can you actually tell if you didn't know? There's no way to tell. It doesn't matter. But it's just like it's so covered up all the time that yeah, the character select screen is kind of the only place that it really matters. And like as a player, you know underneath, like behind it all, it doesn't really matter what's shown as like being obvious or not, but underneath, like, you know, this is a female character. And so like having that option is something that we are still interested in doing. There has not been a ton of progress on that account though, unfortunately. We are putting in new character models for all the characters this season. Well, that might be LEO. I'm pretty sure it's season 5. And they'll still be very familiar, very familiar. I say new character models, and really it's just polished versions of existing character models. They do look awesome. Regarding corruption outcomes, I hit positive results pretty much close to 70 to 80% of the time. I tried them on uniques, but at the same time, I burned through 20 plus set pieces just to get one good result. Is that intentional in any way? And there's a difference between sets and uniques, or is this RNG? This is RNG. This is just straight up RNG. The chance of it being good or bad is a fixed chance. So if there are 40 good outcomes and on one item type and 7 good outcomes on the other item type, the chance of it being a good outcome is the same on both items. Yeah. And unfortunately, it is really easy to get very standout, noticeable, like statistical outliers, really easily. And the statistical outliers that do stand out in your mind are the bad ones. So you're like, you may get a string of like this amazing, like back to back awesome, good stuff, and it doesn't feel like it's like, oh, that's so weird that it was so many good ones in a row. It's just like, great, it was so many good ones in a row. And then you go on a strip of bad ones and it goes like, that's weird. Why was it so many bad ones in a row? So like, having that sort of sit in the back of pretty well every type of chance-based mechanic in crafting is difficult to reconcile with the reality of the chances. And you know, if you only interact with it a half dozen times, there's a chance that like all of those are just bad, you know, and like, you can have a big stretch of bad luck right at the start and it's just like, well, it's always bad, I'm never interacting with this again. So mitigating that's tricky. And then you start getting into situations of like, okay, well, if we start putting like bad luck streak prevention on there, then people will like just burn. You worry about introducing a system where you're burning, where you're just like spamming corruption on items until you get like 5 bad ones in a row. Like say, okay, to be clear, this does not exist in the game. Hypothetically, if we added a system into the game that said you can't get more than 5 bad outcomes in a row, what you could do is you could spam corruption on items you don't care about until you get 4 in a row, or you get 5 in a row, 5 bad ones in a row, and then you're like, I know guaranteed my next one's not going to be a bad one. So then you load in your awesome item and you drop it. It's great. And now suddenly the process to like corrupt an awesome item is I need 1,000 corruption runes to spam into useless items until I hit 5 bad ones in a row so I can guarantee a good one, you know? And like maybe you don't make it so explicit. Maybe you make it so it's like the chance of getting a bad one goes down every time you get a bad one until you get a good one. And then it's like, well, okay, I've got like 3 bad ones in a row, and now I know my chance of getting a bad one's super low, so I'm gonna roll with it now. And like these like bad luck mitigation techniques often get flipped into optimal, like burden of optimal play patterns for super high end crafting, and finding the balance point between like making those feel bad moments and strips of bad luck feel less bad and be less noticeable and exist less often, and just like forcing players in super high positions, because all it takes is like one YouTube video that goes viral to be like all of a sudden that's the default like in like player mindset of, hey, this is the normal thing. There's a term for this, I don't know what it is, but like this is the way to do it. This like accepted community best practices of like you corrupt, you get 4 failures in a row on random items, and then you go for your big one, and you got to do that first. And if you're not doing that first, you're crazy. And like so yeah, we've really been trying to avoid things like that while still trying to have systems that can mitigate these bad luck situations. And if anyone has an idea that fits that category, I am all ears. I saw a suggestion in chat applying it per item basis. The problem is that when you have when it's a single stage effect like corruption, when you have like you only have 1 shot per item on it, so you can't be like, oh, you can't get 4 bad luck things in a row because it only does it once per item. And if we're going to include like, if we're going to make it a per item basis, it would have to exist on the item only in the, like that crafting session for the item. So like while it's sitting in here and before it leaves this, like you can have something that tracks that. But if you go, but then you have the issue of, if that's the system, if you go on a good luck streak, then you do this, you pull the item out, you put the item back in. And knowing that is required to just do this, just take it out, put it back in, to reset your good luck streak timer, as like such a like buried in there like deep game knowledge of like such a silly little mechanic that's so unintuitive. Not be awesome. Talked a lot about this, which I hope is coming across in that I feel like I'm knowing the pitfalls here. At the same time though, like I see all these things of like why we're not doing these things. One of the big things that we're trying to shift towards, one of the main things that I've been focusing on lately, is focusing on that naive player's fun experience being awesome, and having and just because it's something that could be abused doesn't necessarily mean it's something that needs to be avoided. Still influences, it's still, you know, generally a pretty good idea to avoid it if it can be. I want to go up again. I want more. And we're going to do this. Alrighty then. It might be bugged or the math might be wrong, because Aaron bricked 3 times with 2 of the same outcome, which was removing 13 tiers. Maybe you could look into it if it's not working correctly. Unfortunately, that is such a small sample size. I'm not going to look into that. We have checked it many times. The amount of bug reports we've gotten of being like, it's broken, here's my data of why, and the number of times we've checked it is a lot, and we've never come close to having any sort of evidence that would suggest it's bugged at all. Yeah, It's the same sort of thing that happened back when we had the old crafting system and you could brick the items with a single go. And we were getting so many people messaging and being like, here's my data, here's why it's bugged. And I'm like, here's the math, here's why it's not. You know, it's tough, but we've never, like, both those systems, we've never had any evidence to show that it's actually bugged. Oh, we had a sub earlier that I missed. Oh my god. I missed the sub. What am I doing? Infernal Odin. I recognize that name. Thank you very much for the Twitch sub. Appreciate it.
I did what I must to protect.
About an hour ago. Was that I was hunting for something at that point, I think. Maybe been focused. I was locked in. I was dying to a boss probably. That one we've got maxed. I should go to a different timeline because I got this so maxed. Fine. One Alphelias. We'll take that. And we'll slip that in and we'll go again. Right away. We still have over 100 of those. For online players, they have the option to go between Merchant's Guild and COF. Offline players only have one choice to go COF. Is there anything in the works to replace that? No, it's, you know, like having a Merchant's Guild offline mode is like, it seems kind of weird to, I don't see, I guess I just don't see like the big benefit in like spoofing a Merchant's Guild situation in offline. Is this just like from a wanting variety thing? Is this just not really enjoying Circle of Fortune? I'd be interested to know about that. Like, what's the desire that's driving it? Actually, I have these sitting here that I should probably do something with, shouldn't I? Okay, we're gonna try and get rid of one of these first two. Nope. Okay, there's one of them. We don't have the other one though, so there's no point in doing this until we actually get some Lich's Envy gloves. Right. I know what we were waiting for. Kind of. Sort of. Fine, I'm lost and the wolves are coming. Okay. It is time to push up this way. Will there be more incentive to full clear the echoes besides stability? It doesn't feel great leaving as soon as the objective is done. There will be... Not specifically. Having full clear on echoes is not something that we're like super interested in pushing. This down here, you see this bonus stability list. Having that be that's a mostly full clear. It's not like a full clear, but it's like a, you know, you cleared quite a bit of it, and that's sort of the sweet spot that we think we want to incentivize. Is like you cleared a lot of it. The new seasonal mechanic we'll see you probably killing more enemies in general than you did before. Oh, that was a lot of damage. Right. All right. Can we get a way to snapshot a loot filter based on gear we were wearing at the time? Would be great when min-maxing gear. Oh, like, oh, what's going on here? This is, so what I think you're asking is like a way to take a loot filter rule, would create a loot filter rule from the gear you're wearing to say like, I want this but better, or like at least as good as this. Sort of thing. That's something we've been dabbling with a little bit. We don't have a good system for that yet. All right, sweet. Feel like that just jumped out of nowhere for no reason, but I'll take it. A 3LP Rainbow Edge, that's a cool item. Get that reference. I'm sure it's not a hard one. gets good. Oh! But I was just standing there. Yeah, but you can't stand still so easy. Okay, well, let's just do something easier then. It should give us one. Can't you show / tell what some of the effects are on the uniques coming in season 5? Artwork is nice, but it doesn't really tell us anything other than the slot or on the character. Yeah, I can't share anything other than what we've already shared, unfortunately. No, I'm sorry, I can't. I've seen speculation that was like almost dead on for most of them. I've seen speculation that was wildly wrong too for all of them as well, though. So, you know. Can you corrupt the amulet? I mean, I can. This is one of those, like, put your money where your mouth is sort of situations. With me being like, the chance isn't that high. I feel like I also, before we even started getting into this corruption business, was like, you shouldn't corrupt unless you've got a way to, like, replace it. I kind of do, but not really. Kind of been waiting for my sword that's for sale to sell before I do something like that. But yes. How much money are we at? 1.6. So we're getting money pretty fast. I can almost afford a replacement. Just like, what's the corruption I'm even hunting for? You know, like I don't need the corruption for my build. I'll corrupt the other one. How about that? I'll corrupt the other one. So I do have another one sitting in my stash, I'm pretty sure. I should. Didn't we get one from the Nemesis? Right at the top of the stream? We'll corrupt that one. If that one rolls max, I mean, yeah, I'll corrupt whatever you want. Here, this is totally my amulet that I'm wearing, and we're corrupting it. Yep. Oh! Oh, now I have to corrupt my other one. Okay, well, like, listen. Fine. We at least got that. It's 52 dodge rating instead of 209 health. So, like, it's not as good, but it's more crit chance. Our crit chance was already maxed anyways, so it's not a big deal. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, we can't use it now. Because our strength is our armor, and our armor is so much of our defense. Oh no. So this might be part of the problem of you know, like, it's good but it's bad. In this situation, the good outcome actually did just break it. Okay, well, I guess that one's going away. Nice knowing you. Rip. Well, at least we do have, you know, this, which is fine. Fine. I'm not gonna cry later off stream. I'm not. I'll do it on stream instead. No. Are you going to improve controller support? Yes. Why do we need to use a radial menu just to open our inventory? I mean, having a set button specifically, the buttons are at a premium, I think, is the short answer to that question. It's fine. We're fine. Getting that max one's pretty sweet, though. And dodge rating is still relevant. It's just not quite as good as the health. This is me justifying it to myself here. All right. Why no more surveys? Did EHG get the data needed or dropped them for some other reason? I mean, I think that what we were getting out of surveys was widely, misunderstood, and it looked a lot worse than what we were getting out of it. So probably just like the negative discourse around it wasn't enough to for the value we were getting out of it. We've never really used surveys as a this is what's going to happen, but just trying to get a wider snapshot of our player base's opinions, because we do get most of the players that talk about the way that the people that are active in the community, we have that information, we have that data quite readily, quite available. And it's not that we don't care about what is going to come in from a survey from those players, it's that we already know what's going to come in from a survey from those players, and that's fine. Trying to get the information from the players that maybe don't speak up quite as much in the community, and just trying to get a little bit more opinions, a little bit broader opinion on it is typically the goal. And even when we do get that data, we use that data as an indicator, not as a answer. And the way I've described it in the past is it's like a seat at the table. It's like say you've got like 10 designers debating a feature, and you survey the community and they give an opinion, and it's like there's 11 designers at the table, sort of thing. And the community kind of gets to debate along with us, and we can go back to that and say is what we're doing something that the community's really strongly against, sort of thing, or is this is what we're doing something that's going to be, do we need to mitigate this in some way? Do we need to add an extra feature on the side to make this something that's interesting? It's not a what does the community want, that's what the community gets, but it is we use it as an influencing tool, not as a directive tool. But it's hard to communicate all that in just hey, would you like to take a survey? Here's a paragraph as to why we're doing this. Okay, skip the paragraph, click the survey. That's what I would do as a player every single time. There's one there. Go for it. That puts us over 1,200. Aaron asked us to ask if the new mechanic will be in map or out of map. Yes. I know, horribly confusing, aren't I? Oh. Nice.
What's lots of yours?
All right. We just cruise through 1,200, 1,228. Cruising through. Conflicts of Oblivion. We're going to do that. We're going to that for sure. Counter. Nice. Do you know of any tweaks? Thank you for changing that because I wasn't 100% sure what it said before. Tweaks happening to corruption, positive, negative outcomes, and other result chances. No, I don't know of any changes happening to it. There might be some. But it's definitely not a focus. There's like balancing adjustments and things that'll be happening probably in the next couple weeks. With first pass on those. Lots of the balancing stuff doesn't happen until we're like past feature complete, like past content lock, not feature complete, past content lock. That's when lots of the balancing stuff starts coming in. Nothing there. Thought he died, but he didn't. And he did. We got up chain, we're going to here yet. Will you be adding endgame content in season 5 that will hold player retention more? You removed doing troves when you took imprints, so the only group things we do now are omens, towers, and Ubers. It's very lacking is more coming without you needing to get into specifics. I mean, okay, so the answer is that I guess like that's always the goal of being able to like make a fun game. You know, like at like the most base level of like trying to make a fun game is like do something that you think people will want to play, that'll have fun playing. That's I guess so yes. There is I think I can't really get into specifics about it, but yeah, there's new stuff to do that will have new ways of farming gear. That is fun. Like the most vague way of saying that possible. Which is like kind of the goal of every season, right? Like new stuff to do that has new ways to get gear. That's fun. Every seasonal trailer ever. Obviously, it's more than that, but you know what I mean. Do you have anything to go there? Probably. How about these gloves? There's this guy. I'm still very confused what echo chains are good for. Could you enlighten me? Sure, it saves you time in selecting an echo, but the type of chain kind of makes no sense with more optimal ways to spawn Nemesis and Rift Beast, for example. So some I would say that in the like possibly in the hyper optimized versions of things you can get like there's ways to min-max systems so you maybe aren't using it for those things. It is generally for most people a way to say like this is what I want to do, I'm going to focus on this type of thing. And you get to batch content together and it runs it like helps with the flow of the content. That's the main thing it's for. Got a couple things to craft. we could try and chaos these first. There's like no forging potential after that. We need these to be start exalted so we have forging potential with them. We are getting there. We're getting there.
Infinite possibility.
Now that you're playing, and especially after playing your other bow versions build before, how do you feel in general about the difference between player power between different skills? I mean, we've known this for quite a while that there are like really big standout powerful skills, and there are skills that have like less of a power ceiling. When you get into that whole like I'm making a meta build, and the difference there, it's like it can get a little nutty at the super top end min maxed differences. In general, I think that's part of what's like you're going to see a lot in systems that are hyper complex with so many options, where you can like the difference between homebrew build and like a min-max meta build is often the difference between being able to like complete all the content and being able to steamroll the Uber boss sort of thing, you know? Like we did Aberroth with our bad homebrew build, but then we had to switch to a meta build to get Uber Aberroth, and like I think that's kind of a good place for it to be, really, where you're able to like get through and like do the content, and then you end up with like really needing to have a specialized, very carefully considered build to hit that top tier. I think that's very common.
Easy. Too easy.
All right. Leo. Basically every panel. Yeah. It's not much. There's like some panels that are just like getting like the frame change, and that's it. So like it's basically still the same thing. But yeah, there's lots of UI updates. That's the UI department's pretty swamped with all sorts of requests and changes right now. I thought this was the regular one for a second. I'm like, trigger, and they're like, wait, this is different. We got one. All right, 4 more. Got locked into an attack. I was trying to roll out. Okay, try again. Let's try again. We can do this. We can do this. Hey, Mike, what has been the biggest hurdle in completing season 5? It feels like you guys are doing so much with a little team in retrospect. Much love. I mean, biggest hurdle. Honestly, the engine issues were a big problem for quite a while. Engine upgrade. So this engine upgrade went so smooth, and like we were like looking at it, like, how'd this go so easy? It's done. It's great. It's working. That's wonderful. And you know, then like a real ugly bug reared its head. And that was one of the hardest things to get over. It's not dead. I thought I saw this show up, and I thought he was dead. It might just be one of his attacks. Okay. I'm getting better at reading what's going on when there's like a bajillion things on screen, but it is tough. I don't know if the saw blades are helping or hurting right now. On the clarity. Okay. One left. Oh yeah. It was tricky to get. Oh, three LP safe. Not bad, not bad. Don't want to take him to 0, but we did. No Omni. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get one of these days. 1286. Do we have time for one more Uber Aberroth? Probably not. Probably not.
Infinite possibility.
That was close.
Yo, Mike, do you think we can get a new class in the upcoming expansion? Is that asking for too much, lols? I love your game, bro. Thank you. I mean, we have announced that we're putting another class in the new expansion, so yes, it's good. You can have that. It's a little different than a normal class. I'm calling it a paradox class. But yeah, it's coming. Tons of fun. Looks cool. Okay. Gotta go up one more to the cemetery. Do we have time for this? I'm gonna try and push for it. I'm gonna try and push for it. I heard the song No News by Lone Star. I have not. I am so bad when it comes to like music. I've got like my wife gets at me a little bit the fact that the playlist on that comes on when it comes on the cars. Whenever my phone connects, it's always the same playlist. Always the same playlist. I'm like, I add new things to it. There's like 100 songs on there. It's like, yeah, I've heard those 100 songs 100 times.
Easy.
I'm bad about that music. I don't know. I'm entrenched in the game world, not the music world. A quiver. I'll take it. Let's get going. Boots, bow, dragon song. It would take that normally, but we're pushing for another Uber off kill right at the end of the stream.
He has seen your fate.
There it is. Rushing towards it. Go. Just go. I don't know if spamming the attacks is actually the fastest way to move. Just doing shift and evade gets you killed. Just shift and evade gets you killed. All right. Get back in here. We can do this. We can do this. 9 minutes? We can do it, right? We're gonna keep the combo going, because apparently you die if you just shift and evade. We're not stopping for anything. We've gone the wrong way again. It'll drive-by pickup. We're not going back for it. Like a rune of creation on the ground. We are of singular purpose. We're gonna get there. Okay, come on. Let's go. This. Clearly attached to something we've done. Good. Reroll this. Do we have anything that gives Silver Shroud? I don't think so. I think, yeah, there's a lot of things that are better, right? Pretty bad too, actually. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes, much better. Okay, that's great. We're gonna corrupt that right after we do this, because if it bricks, it kind of ruins the build.
Such wasted potential. Orbis would have welcomed you.
Joking about seeing us as other characters. I've like seriously considered doing, I should have done this earlier, doing like cosplay at the start of a, jeez. Okay. That's 61 health. That was the difference. This new amulet you guys made me blah, 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 blah.
Such wasted potential. Orbis would have welcomed you.
I do kind of want to do some like cosplay stuff at a convention. That would be sweet. Love to do that.
Fight for nothing.
Okay. Come on. Was this a fluke? Nope. Was it the first time just a fluke? Are we secretly bad?
Potential. Orbis would have welcomed you. You fight for nothing.
We're secretly bad. What's going on? Did I just get really lucky the first time?
Such wasted potential. Orbis would have welcomed
What did I change in my gear? Well, yeah, the like the tiny bit of health. There's no way that did it though.
you. Fight for nothing.
We were just bad. It's okay.
The void hungers. Weak and worthless. See the beauty we were denied. The terror turned her back on us.
We finally found
Rena down right on top of her. Hit a couple of those for good measure.
The void hungers. Weak and worthless.
Oh no! That amulet was the crux of my whole build, apparently. No! Okay, we can do this. Hey Mike, is it possible to for a practice dummy early campaign for what happens if I do this moments? Yeah, I mean, we've wow. I did this earlier. I swear I did this earlier.
Such wasted potential.
Yes, I know that the 200 health amulet won't stop the 2k overkill. Position that really badly this time.
Fight for nothing.
Yep.
The void comes. See the beauty we were denied. The terror turned her back on us.
No master greater in honor.
The void comes.
Okay. Not ideal. It's okay.
Tore our world apart. They deserve their fates.
Oh yeah, gotta hit all those, that's for sure. What? No! Yeah. There's the 200. Okay. Well, one more try. One more. I feel like I can do it again.
Potential.
We got okay. Goal for next week. Get this on farm instead of just barely being able to do it once. Apparently on a fluke.
Fight for nothing.
Goal 2. Learn the fight. Oh, come on. Last try. Promise. I definitely will not be trying this as soon as the stream ends for like 2 hours. I definitely don't have a ton of extra work to do or anything.
Fight for nothing. The void comes. Weak and worthless.
No, wrong one! Oh,
See the beauty we were denied.
I don't know how I survived that. Not paying attention. In the arena at least. Come on. Would you go? What is going on? Did I lose connection of some sort? Something happened. Fine now. Was I just rooted? Was I just rooted not understanding what was happening? Oh. Okay. Well, on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. Next week, we will kill Uber Aberroth for the second time, and second through 10th time next week. It's happening. That was so close. Need to get those gloves fixed. Need to get a new amulet now, apparently. No, the amulet's fine. I joke about the amulet. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, we can improve stuff more, though. We'll corrupt these. Oh, let's corrupt these right at the end. Let's corrupt these. I can fix that if I need to. Bleed immunity for minions. Wonderful. At least we didn't brick it. Perfect. All right. Well, here we go. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you had fun. I know I did. I will be back same time, same place next week. A little bit of a preemptive announcement. I guess I will not be here the week after that. Yeah, the 14th, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be in town the 14th. Hopefully the weather won't cancel the trip again last second. But that's it. If you had a question that I did not answer, I apologize. It was not intentional. If you head over to our Discord, we do have an Ask the Devs channel where I do answer questions as much as possible on there. Lots of great community members answering questions too. That'll about do it. That'll about do it. Yeah. We'll go say hi. We'll go say hi. We have an ending screen for this. We do. See you later, everybody. Have a great week. Drink lots of water. Bye.